That's an oarfish.
Deep-sea creatures, which typically reside in the ocean's depths, are being increasingly sighted near the surface. Among these mysterious beings is the sea devil, a frightening-looking fish that uses a bioluminescent lure on its head to attract prey. The phenomenon of deep-sea creatures appearing at shallower depths has intrigued scientists and fueled ancient superstitions. For instance, the Japanese have long believed that the emergence of certain deep-sea fish, such as the oarfish, is a harbinger of disasters like earthquakes. In January 2023, a Japanese fisherman caught a peculiar elongated fish about 6 meters long. With a rubbery, white body, the fish was later identified as an oarfish, a species that usually resides at depths of around 1 kilometer. Respecting the ancient belief that oarfish sightings precede earthquakes, the fishermen released it back into the sea. This belief stems from observations such as the 2011 Japan earthquake, which was preceded by the appearance of multiple oarfish along the coast. However, recent findings challenge this notion, as oarfish have been sighted in various parts of the world, not just Japan. In 2023, a single fisherman reportedly caught around 50 oarfish, and sightings have continued into 2024 and 2025 in locations such as California and Mexico.
Hold on, I'll put them in the... Heather, this is amazing.
Another deep-sea inhabitant, a squid with tentacles extending over 10 meters like ribbons, has also been found at unexpectedly shallow depths. Typically living between 1 and 2 kilometers underwater, some specimens have been observed at just 80 meters in Antarctica. The increasing frequency of such encounters raises questions about potential changes in oceanic conditions. Oceans cover 71% of the Earth's surface, with 97% of the planet's water contained in 5 primary oceans: the Pacific, Atlantic, Indian, Arctic, and Southern Oceans. Despite this vast expanse, only about 5% of the ocean has been explored. In contrast, Mars has been mapped in greater detail. While 12 astronauts have collectively spent 300 hours on the Moon, only 3 people have ventured to the ocean's deepest known point, Challenger Deep, for a mere 3 hours. The ocean is divided into distinct layers. The sunlight zone, the uppermost layer, is where sunlight penetrates and supports photosynthesis. This zone is home to vibrant marine life, including whale sharks, turtles, and dolphins. However, as one descends, sunlight diminishes rapidly. At 10 meters, only 16% of sunlight remains. At 100 meters, this drops to just 1%. Beyond 1,000 meters, total darkness prevails. The ocean's depths exhibit a fascinating spectrum of colors due to the varying absorption of light wavelengths. Red, which has the longest wavelength, disappears first, followed by orange, yellow, and green, leaving only blue and violet light. Many deep-sea creatures have adapted to this environment with unique coloration and features. For example, a particular squid has one large eye for viewing light from above, and a smaller eye to detect bioluminescence below. A notable example of deep-sea bioluminescence is the bloody bellycomb jelly, which appears fluorescent red. Most deep-sea animals cannot see red, making it an effective camouflage. This jellyfish emits dazzling, colorful light through a process called bioluminescence, a chemical reaction between luciferin and luciferase that produces light. Bioluminescence serves various purposes, such as attracting mates, luring prey, or deterring predators. The increasing frequency of deep-sea creatures surfacing remains an enigma. Some scientists speculate that changes in ocean temperature, seismic activity, or human-induced factors may be influencing this phenomenon. Understanding the deep sea is crucial, as it remains one of the least explored frontiers on Earth, potentially holding answers to both environmental changes and the mysteries of marine life. The mystery of deep-sea creatures emerging. Deep-sea creatures, long hidden in the depths of the ocean, are now being seen closer to the surface. One such eerie fish, the sea devil, is known for its bioluminescent lure, which it uses to attract prey. In Japan, many believe the appearance of deep-sea fish is a sign of impending disaster. This belief stems from past events, such as the 2011 earthquake, which was preceded by the sightings of multiple deep-sea fish washing ashore. In January 2023, a Japanese fisherman caught a rare deep-sea oarfish, a serpent-like creature that can grow up to 6 meters in length. Typically found at depths of around 1 kilometer, the oarfish's sudden appearance raised concerns. More instances followed. Over 50 oarfish were caught in 2023, with sightings continuing in California in 2024 and Mexico in February 2025. The ocean's unexplored depths. Despite covering 71% of Earth's surface, only 5% of the ocean has been mapped. The deepest parts remain a mystery, with Challenger Deep, the ocean's deepest point, having been visited by only 3 humans. Sunlight penetrates only the uppermost layer of the ocean, known as the sunlight zone. Below this, the light fades rapidly, making the deep sea an environment of perpetual darkness. At greater depths, different creatures have adapted in fascinating ways. Many use bioluminescence, a process where 2 chemicals, luciferin and luciferase, react to produce light. This allows deep-sea creatures to hide, hunt, or communicate. For example, the sea angel, a delicate glowing creature, appears angelic but can turn into a fearsome predator in seconds. The barrel-eye fish, with its transparent, dome-shaped head, has rotating eyes that help it navigate the darkness. Bizarre deep-sea life. Some of the most unusual creatures dwell in the deep sea, such as the giant squid, which can grow up to 13 meters long and has eyes the size of dinner plates. The black sea devil, an anglerfish made famous by animated movies, uses its glowing lure to attract prey. Uniquely, its males are tiny and permanently fuse with females, acting as living reproductive organs. The vampire squid, despite its name, is not a bloodsucker but rather feeds on marine snow, organic debris that drifts down from upper layers. The yeti crab, named for its hairy arms, farms bacteria on its limbs and consumes them for sustenance. Meanwhile, the Dumbo octopus, with its ear-like fins, glides gracefully in the abyssal zone, the area between 4,000 and 6,000 meters deep. The deep scattering layer and the Great Migration. During World War II, sonar operators were baffled by what seemed to be a moving seafloor. In reality, they had detected the deep scattering layer, a zone densely populated with marine life. Every night, billions of creatures migrate from deep waters to the surface in search of food. This daily movement, known as the greatest migration on Earth, involves creatures from tiny zooplankton to large fish, totaling 25 times the mass of the entire human population. Why are deep-sea creatures rising? The increasing sightings of deep-sea creatures may be linked to changes in oceanic conditions. Climate change, underwater seismic activity, and human disturbances could be driving these creatures upward. The ocean, still largely unexplored, holds many secrets, and the emergence of these mysterious beings serves as a reminder of how little we truly know about the deep. Photosynthesis occurs primarily in the surface layers of the ocean, where phytoplankton thrive. However, these phytoplankton are at risk of being consumed by predators like fish, sharks, and dolphins, especially in the daylight. To avoid predation, many deep-sea creatures and smaller fish migrate to the surface at night to feed in the dark before retreating back to the depths by morning. However, climate change is disrupting this natural cycle. Instead of migrating daily, these deep-sea creatures are now permanently shifting towards cooler regions, moving closer to the poles. This shift is occurring because the ocean is absorbing excess heat from the atmosphere, causing a rise in water temperature. The surface water is warming due to sunlight, but deeper water remains cooler, leading to a temperature imbalance. Since warm water is less dense than cold water, it stays on the surface, preventing oxygen from mixing into deeper layers. As a result, oxygen levels in the deep sea are depleting, threatening marine life, with large-scale population declines and even extinction. Scientists predict that by the end of the century, the temperature in the abyssal zone will increase by 1 degree Celsius. Consequently, deep-sea species will migrate at a rate 4 to 11 times faster than surface-dwelling species. This is particularly alarming because many of these creatures remain undiscovered. Every year, scientists identify new species in the deep ocean, but human activities, such as deep-sea mining, could drive them to extinction before we even learn about them. The deep ocean plays a crucial role in regulating carbon dioxide by storing vast amounts of carbon and phytoplankton. However, climate change is undermining this ability, worsening global warming. One fascinating deep-sea species is the scaly-foot snail, which lives near hydrothermal vents on the ocean floor. This small but extraordinary creature has legs made of iron and possesses the largest heart-to-body ratio in the animal kingdom. Unfortunately, its habitat is under threat from mining companies seeking to extract valuable minerals, such as gold and silver, from hydrothermal vents. The push for deep-sea mining is driven by corporate interests and facilitated by politicians who disregard environmental concerns. Some governments prioritize economic gains over ecological preservation, allowing deforestation and resource extraction that devastate biodiversity. In India, for instance, forests in Hasdeo and the Nicobar Islands are being sacrificed for mining projects that primarily benefit large corporations. Despite widespread opposition, political and business elites continue to pressure regulatory bodies to permit deep-sea mining. While no country has officially authorized such operations, intense lobbying efforts are underway. However, global resistance is growing. At least 32 countries have publicly opposed deep-sea mining, and millions of people have signed petitions urging governments to prevent this destructive practice before it begins. Environmental organizations have also formed coalitions dedicated to deep-sea conservation, working to raise awareness and push for protective policies. We must fight against environmental exploitation and protect our oceans from irreversible harm. By supporting conservation efforts and spreading awareness, we can safeguard the deep sea and its extraordinary life forms before it is too late.